That button.
She doesn't hear you.
Look, can you hear me now? Can you hear us now, Stacy? Can you see that comment?
I'm getting it. It's loading. It's just being
Okay.
slow.
I think I can
Look.
comment on your account.
Now she can. Yeah, girl. Thanks so much. But anyway, so we're gonna try and talk a little bit about the whole process that you're going through right now, because it's kind of difficult, right? The school thing. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a Loris shirt on, and when we went over and looked at Loris, the guys there were super cool and everything.
They're great.
The wrestling program was really, really good. The campus was outstanding as far as that was. It was really, really pretty. So there was ups to that, and then we're going to do the whole pros and cons and everything else at some point here. But I don't know. It seems like deep water, right? Like to get into and not know how to pick where to go, and it's a big commitment to make.
Yeah, it is a big decision.
Right.
Big commitment for that. 4 years.
The distance is something. The one's 3 hours and 45 minutes, and the other one's about 5 hours away. So,
right. I don't have much of a problem with the distance. Being kind of far away, I don't really have a problem with that.
Good. I like it because I want you to go and have the college experience and everything else. Just so your people out there, Garrett doesn't like me as much as Peyton does, so he can go to Alaska for college. It wouldn't bother him a bit. It's my dad humor that he can't tolerate.
You stole Stacey's question.
What?
She was going to ask about the distance, but you stole her question.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind the distance too much.
Right.
As long as it's kind of in
we're trying to. And Stacy,
states.
there's Stacy was on the podcast not too long ago, and there is I think we have a link below this that's got, if you want to call in, you'll hit our switchboard if you follow the link, and you can, talk on the podcast too. But anyways, so we're going to talk about some of that, and then we're going to maybe goof on a little bit of, nonsense that's on the internet as far as with the whole COVID-19 thing. I try and keep it as light as possible. I really do. It's a sucky thing that we're all going through. A lot of my friends were all in business. Most of us have kids. As parents, we're all concerned that we're going to make the bills and we're going to be able to do what we have to do and everything else. But, as far as Facebook goes, no one's going to solve any fucking problems on there. So, it's better if we, can lighten up the situation with some humor and stuff like that. So, my problem is lately I either got guys or women that are trying to post something funny, or I've got people that are just so deadly serious that, I don't, I've read some articles and stuff, but I'm not going to get too in depth into that. Social media. I'm old, I guess. I'm on Facebook pretty much. Do a little bit of Instagram every once in a while. I'm on Twitter, but I don't have a presence on Twitter. What the hell is a TikTok?
TikTok's it's kind of like the next, every few years there's a big social media that comes out, and everyone kind of likes that for a few years, and then they move on to the next thing. And TikTok's just kind of the
hot thing now.
Right. It's just kind of videos that people make at home. Just videos of people.
That's it. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Or anything like that, or conversations. It's just kind of videos.
Right.
It's super catchy.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, usually when
because the video just keeps running over and over and over and over again, right? It just
they're usually 30 seconds or maybe a few minutes or so.
Okay, and then I don't do Snapchat because I thought Snapchat was a thing that you were just sending nudes and then they go away.
I think that's kind of the idea when it started, but that's kind of if I was gonna text my parents or someone, I would probably use the iMessages, right? But if I was gonna text my friends, everyone's kind of on Snapchat.
Okay.
which is where it is.
And then you guys had a thing when we were with the colleges at Loris that you were scanning something.
Yeah, there's like so your like username of your profile has like a little picture with it, and it's like a code,
Well, okay.
right? Like a QR code, and then you can scan that and just get someone's name without
giving it to them, going
right,
through
without
all
actually having to type it
bullshit.
in or nothing like that.
Okay. So I don't do any of that, but and then we're always between us when we're in the gym or whatever. Like today, if someone finds something, we're
Right.
showing it to each other. I guess we call it old-fashioned way, where you actually physically show it to somebody instead of sending it to somebody.
Right.
You guys, like, life is so much different as far as like, if there was something that you were like, oh man, I got to tell my buddy about this, you wouldn't remember to tell him about shit. You know what I mean? Like, you'd forget about it, and then maybe later on that night.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Siri and
yeah, right.
tell-
You Siri,
you
just
just tell your
instantly
phone
do
to
it.
do it. And
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, remember
I
it for
have group chats with like me, Peyton, and some of our friends, and there's just like a constant stream. Like every 25 minutes, you probably get a picture or something from a friend.
Oh, I tell you what, I think it would
Constant
be
stream of
awesome
conversation.
if we had that when I was a kid, because I mean, we were super social. We were always out, parties and all that other stuff. But it'd also be super like a record.
You mean like music?
No, like a
Oh.
like Joe Biden. No, like a record of what I'm doing. Like there is a paper trail, not a paper trail, but a digital trail of, what is, it said it expired.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, my friend Tom was going to call in and it said it expired. The link expired. So that means the link that we put up on this probably expired too.
There's a new one in the chat.
In the comments?
Comments, yeah.
Okay. All right. So there'll be a new link coming up. I don't see it in the comments there, Peyton. You sure you didn't? They put it in the Discord comments or the YouTube comments?
No, YouTube. It's on my computer.
Okay. I don't
It'll
know.
probably be there in a second.
Right.
You still you still on my account for that?
Yeah.
Me either.
Right. So it's going to come up under Garrett.
Do you say me either?
Yeah, it'll be there.
So anyways, I hope everyone out there is doing good. We're doing this stuff, and the plan is, I think my plan is next Wednesday night, I'm going to sit down and we're going to have like 5 topics between me and one boy, and then we're going to debate it. So we're just going to have the topics, and then we're going to have, we'll draw whether we are pro or, for it or not for it. And then we'll debate it. We'll have a vigorous debate about, on whatever.
Just kind of like a random debate. Just
Random debate, yeah.
sides.
And just,
Okay.
just use your brain and,
Yep.
try and have something go on. But beyond that, the memes and stuff that we've been finding as far as Facebook goes, memes and videos and stuff like that.
Anytime anything bad happens, people always got really funny stuff to say about it. I mean, anytime there's any kind of crisis or anything bad going on, people always have.
Yeah, people cope with it
a little bit dark, but
right. People cope with it all in different ways. I mean, some people are constantly, at least on my Facebook, they're praying and stuff like that, which I'm not.
See that,
a
little bit.
Not a thing that I'm gonna try and do. I don't really care to see my the president. I've never seen him pray for anything, but like when the vice president's praying, I think he could use his time better than that. But anyways, and then just looking for something that's humorous as far as stuff goes. Today or last night after we were done with the podcast with Peyton, what were you building in the gym?
Okay, so one of my classes at school is an engineering-based kind of physics class, and we kind of we'll make things or like build little robots or something like that have to do with
I've sent it twice and it's not going through.
They have to do with like different like physics topics.
So
we'll have to
give it to me when you have it.
So
HTTP.
I got that. Go ahead, Garrett.
So the next project we're supposed to be working on, which I mean, I don't even know when we're going to be back at school, is a trebuchet. So kind of like a catapult, but they use like different strings and stuff like that to throw. It's like a medieval.
Yeah.
Right?
So if someone's like thinking about it, it's the catapult that's got the arm, that's the thing, the rope that swings out. So you saw it in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, definitely would be Lord of the Rings or
anything.
Any kind of medieval movie.
Right, super old thing, and then you're building it out of 2x4s and bolts and
right.
Now what are you gonna do? You're gonna get some different hardware. You asked me for ball bearings or something today.
Ball bearings. I mean, that would just make it work a little more smoothly. But the first one we built it last night. It only took us a few hours to put it together, but it was only about 1.5 feet tall. We'd like to make one that was maybe like 4 feet tall because all the little pieces didn't really work well together.
Send that copy and
so
paste
if we made it a little
and
bigger,
then go to my text and send it to Harvey
be able to throw something. We're trying to put like a tennis ball in there, and it should be able to throw like 60 feet or something.
Right,
it's really cool.
Right. Yeah, so I mean that's neat stuff. I wanted to do some projects around here, like even the trim around the tank and stuff like that could be caulked and then painted and everything. We have to take some inventory and see what we have out there as far as caulk and paint and stuff goes, because I'm really trying to be super locked down. If I can avoid you guys out anywhere, interacting with anybody, that'd be good. I think today's Friday, so we're on day 3 of not seeing anybody. Right, we came back on a Tuesday night. Yeah. The last time we saw somebody was in Aldi in like Ottawa. And that was at like 5:00 Tuesday evening. And then, didn't touch him, obviously. What do you got going on? What's Stacy saying?
I've sent it twice now and it's not going through. It's on my computer, but it's not on there.
Yeah. Are you sure you're on the video?
Yeah, this is all the chats.
Everything that she's saying is on there, but everything you're putting up is not coming up.
Stacy's talking about, you look like you're dressed for cold weather. I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah. I didn't want to seem like I was a dirty guy, but I threw on the same T-shirt that I had on yesterday, and I felt bad because the coaches from Loris, they called a video chat today, and me and Peyton were both wearing Wartburg shirts, and felt bad, so I didn't want to wear a Wartburg shirt again on the podcast.
Her chats are coming up, and it's just skipping over me.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Give me the keyword. I'll just do it on there, I guess.
There you go. Yeah, no, just have him do it. Just give him the link. Can you?
Oh yeah, I think I know it.
That freaking bag of stuff, will you? Then I can click on the. If I click.
Okay. Yeah.
Go. Okay, so we'll give it to him that way. But there'll be a link, and I think I tried to post the link on Facebook, but I'm guessing that one expired too.
Did it go? Great.
Well, that's the first link. So go ahead, give him the link. What?
Okay.
Did you hit enter? Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Why is it on here?
Don't worry about that. Just give him the link, and it'll be fine.
Discord.gg.
Yeah, I know it.
/ Yep. No, it's different.
Oh, it is. It's a different one.
Yeah, the other one expired.
GG / 8ZMP ZPM ZPM 8ZPM.
Are they capitalized?
Capital X.
Okay, capital X.
3.
Yeah. Sorry for the
That's it.
technical difficulties, but
yours are going through, but it's just.
Hey, are we Bluetooth to that now too? That's the only thing we didn't do. Is the battery on that thing good?
It's not on.
There we go. Okay, yeah. You got the way to hook the Bluetooth up. There you go. So yeah, we got a setup here where we have a switchboard, and then people can call in and be on the podcast. But the way that it's done is it's Bluetooth to a speaker that goes to the microphone, and then you're on here. Andy Liker called in last night. Did you get it?
It says it's turned off. I don't know what's up. It says that device is off.
Do we have anyone lined up to call in today?
No, I don't. We're gonna have Jeff Harvey said he was gonna call in, and Tom McCoy said he was gonna call in. So what? Is that Tom calling me on my phone?
Yeah.
Just answer it all the way up. Okay, speakerphone. What's up, Tom?
What's going on, Bill?
Nothing. We're having some technical difficulties as far as our. Did that second link did not work either?
No, it got me there, but when I made the call,
You have to do that.
it just kept like it was trying to contact you and just kept counting down the seconds.
Oh, okay. He wasn't in here at all.
No, he's in there.
Oh, you are in the
I
Discord
was
now.
trying to hook something.
Oh,
up.
I am. Okay.
Yeah. He just has to click on you and have like so. So the reason I don't like throw my phone number out there is because if I just throw my phone number out there, then first people call at the same time, and then that won't work.
Right.
And then
Right.
secondly, I can't see who it is. So with this app, it's got a little spot where they've got you kind of in a queue, and then
Okay.
when he clicks on you, he'll put you on. But
Do you want me to call back on? You want me to try the Discord?
no, if you have the Discord app open on your phone, I believe it
Yeah.
just clicks on it and it goes, right?
Tom McCoy.
Yeah, Tom McCoy. And is Harvey's not in there, is he?
I don't see him.
Okay. Whoop, and then see if.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right, so I'll let you go off of this though, and then see if it works. Whoop, he's on video even. Yep. Can you do it so that it's you got to put. Did you put him in with the chat or? Yeah.
I just called him.
Huh?
I don't know. I just hit call.
Oh, but the Bluetooth thing is not working, right?
No, it should be. Is that what's the volume on?
Yeah, turn it up. Tom, are you there?
Did he pick up on the Discord? Or?
I pull up, hop out,
Okay.
around.
Bluetooth's not even on.
We need a serious engineering school.
Why is this?
Right.
I don't know. Did you get him into the room or not? It still looks like something's going on in video.
Make sure your
there.
Bluetooth is connected because it's flashing. So
Just hit connect. Okay. Let's go here.
We're working on it, but anyways, I wanted to get some people on the show so that we could
Says it's paired.
talk about people. There you go. So that's good. If it's paired, and then talk about people. There you go. So that's good. If it's paired, and then talk about people. There you go. So that's good. Okay. So is somebody? Wait. Is somebody? What's on your phone? Who's that?
no.
Oh.
It's Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for something. Go on.
I don't know if Tom's there anymore or not, but
It says the camera's off.
I don't know, man. Sort it out. But I wanted to get some people that have gone through college, were maybe college athletes, and what did anyone did we post that? And did Stacy?
I have been trying.
Okay. So that they could talk about what their experience was, even if it was 20 or 30 years ago, on how they chose the college that they went to and stuff like that, and then maybe it would give you some insight on how you're going to choose your college. And what you call it? Stacy was saying that I look like I'm dressed for winter. It's because I don't have anything in my hair, so figured I was best to ball my Kramer hair up. So, anyways, is somebody else in there yet, or
There's a bunch of people in here
that are live?
that I guess they're ready to. Like I can
They-
do this and then I can call.
Oh. No, you're gonna have that. You're gonna. Oh. No, don't call them. What did you have to click on to put them in the room? Was it like add them to?
Well, I don't know.
So
They'll have to add you first.
they're
I
here.
believe
These people are
Okay.
here, and they want to
See 'em?
call.
they want to call.
Yeah,
I
they're
put
on
them
there
in
live.
this room.
Okay, so you're gonna click on the little green thing in the corner. What's it say?
Okay. There's this.
So what is it?
Nothing really.
No, do it the other corner.
Not there, not
The
their
Discord
icon.
symbol in the corner. That's them trying to start a
All
conversation.
right, we've
with
got
you.
a whole mess of callers. We just can't
That's
seem
good.
to work our software good enough. But
I got pretty
bear
good at
with
it
us.
yesterday.
bear with us. Right,
You know?
right. It was the first time you ever used it.
Yeah.
When we do the debate show next week, we're working out the kinks in this. It'll get smoother. When we do the debate show next time, I'll debate Peyton first, and then you'll be back on the computer, and we'll get it figured
I
out.
hope that works.
And the debate thing will have callers too. We'll have people calling. Maybe they can give us some topics. I don't know what our volume is set up on this either.
What do you want me to hit?
The plus, right?
No.
Oh,
No, if someone calls you, if you want to call in, you got to hit like the menu button in the corner, and then you're gonna go to
What menu button?
Not you, Peyton. You're not calling anyone. If you want
You
to call
said
in,
if
then
I
there's a little phone up in the top right corner, and you're gonna have
Okay.
to click that, and then he should see you trying to call in, and then it'll give him a little alert.
Stacy's talking away there.
Tell Stacy to try to call again, or Tom.
Okay, yeah,
They
Stacy
both
or
gotta
Tom,
call.
if you're on there, just try again. And Stacy, but I don't know. It seems to me that if they're live on this, that you could just get.
It's gonna there's the little green thing on the
She
left
says she's on
side.
hold.
It should pop up.
Yeah, they all are on hold. That's what's going on. There you go.
Yeah.
So I hit this.
Hit it. What's the plus?
That's to give them a roll.
Oh, okay. No.
Hey, so this person is on hold.
Is somebody what's on your phone? Who's that? I don't know why that is doing that. Oh, because the Bluetooth, he's watching the video. You gotta mute the video on this.
Yeah, man, come on.
Okay. So yeah, he's got
Okay.
So this person is on hold.
Because
there's two people there that are on hold.
go up to where it says Bill Geigner.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then go to the one above that. Right, so what does it say there?
Tap on this one. Join call.
Yeah, join call.
There you go.
Hey, who do we got?
This is Stacy.
Stacy. There we go. Okay. So it's gonna be that easy.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I mean, I buy a decent computer with a touch screen and everything else. It should make it pretty easy, but it's not. How are you doing this evening, Stacy? Seeing we were on the podcast together, and there was like almost no numbers in the country at the time, and now, are you there?
I am.
Okay, and now, obviously, we've got thousands of people in New York, and it's kind of going a little crazy with the COVID virus.
Right.
What are you guys doing?
That's
You
what
guys,
we talked about.
right? Are you guys just hanging at home, or what's happening?
So Jeff is in a 48. He was actually scheduled yesterday, but then actually didn't have him back for today. So 48 hours in Evanston. And then Nick, he had to go to work today, doing the ambulance team for a week.
Wow.
So-
Yeah. So Stacy's a nurse. Her husband Jeff's a firefighter, and Nick is a what's he on? He's a paramedic or he's a firefighter. What is he?
Nick is an EMT in paramedic school.
Right. Okay. Now who do we got? What are you listening to?
I'm listening to see if the audio is good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
All right. So yeah, so you guys are all pretty much, on the front lines, first responder type people, and I'm sure it's going to get quite a bit crazier. There's been a couple of healthcare professionals that I've talked to in the last couple of days that said they're really bracing themselves for like the next couple of weeks. They're talking about there was a hospital I talked to. An ER doctor that I know, and they said they were doing something called like A and B shift, where they were
Okay.
going to be letting a group of people like on the B shift be off for a week to look for symptoms and then switch, sort of a thing. It sounded crazy to me, but I guess they got 2 ER doctors now at Rush in the city that are both positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you guys being, especially like ER doctors and stuff get really exposed to it. They've got, China has a couple of doctors there that are, that's my Donald Trump China. But
Oh my God, that's who there is.
I know. What is wrong with that guy? He can't shake hands. He can't drink a glass of
alright,
water, and he
so-
can't say China.
But
So two doctors
okay,
that were in like their
can you
20s
call
died
right
from the
after,
virus
right after Stacey?
Right. Yeah.
because of the level of exposure that they were exposed to it. But so they were doing that, and then like the A and B shift thing to try and make sure that no one had symptoms, because you don't want to get everyone that comes in there for a broken leg sick too.
Okay, you
Well,
can do that, or you can
There,
call,
a lot of the
and
ERs are having.
wait for.
I have a lot of like feedback. I'm sorry. They're having like the first responders, the nursing homes and stuff like that. So they're having the first responders, the paramedics, the EMTs. When they come in the door, they're like, scanning their foreheads and checking for temps and asking for symptoms before they can come in.
Right.
Same thing with employees. They're making them check their temperature twice a day and asking for symptoms.
Yeah.
So-
So what is a test for the virus? What does that mean? What do they do for
The
you
test.
during a test?
They swab you. They swab your nose, and then sometimes they have you do the sputum. So like some of our patients that could end up on ventilators,
Type the Discord.
we would have to
and
suction
just
them
to be able
to try to
call.
produce some, like bronchial secretions and then send that off.
Right.
And it can take, 3 to 5 days.
Oh, does that have to be tested somewhere else in the hospital?
I think most of it's been sent out. Yeah.
Okay.
So Stacy, what we were going to talk about, because I mean the COVID thing is so on everybody's mind, but you obviously went to college. How did your process go? Where did you go to college? Did you go to multiple colleges or just one, or what'd you do?
I did. So I left here. I went to Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and that's where I started nursing school.
Okay.
And then I got my bachelor's degree at Chamberlain, and then my master's degree at Chamberlain with my focus in family medicine practitioner.
So when you were in Garrett's position, where he's right now, he's looked at 4 schools, and he's they've narrowed it, I think, down to 3 out of the 4 that they've looked at, but they've really got tough decisions to make. I mean, the 3 schools that they got, the wrestling programs are really good for all 3 of them. They're going to be happy there wrestling. It's going to be on them as to what they do with that. Then they've looked at the science labs and stuff like that. And then I was with them for 2 of them in Iowa, and then they went with their mother to the one in Illinois. They were so different, the schools. I mean, the one was like really flat, like, just kind of a normal campus. It was the campus at Wartburg was nice with the skywalk all the way around.
It was really nice. I mean, yeah, they had a skywalk. You didn't have to go outside for anything, especially since it's Iowa and it probably gets a little colder up
right,
there.
it's same as us here. They get pretty cold and everything else. But then the one in Dubuque was like the campus was gorgeous. Oh my God, we were like on the side of a mountain, or not a mountain, but a monstrous hill right on the Mississippi River. Totally beautiful. Yep. So like they've got pretty equal schools. How did you make your decision? What did you do? Did you do like the whole pros and cons list?
So do you want the real reason? But
Yeah.
Let me stop. I'll tell you that in a second. But so when you said the one school that you're talking about was on the down from the Mississippi. Sorry, I'm just getting a lot of feedback. The one on the Mississippi, that's where I was in Cape Girardeau. It is right there in the Mississippi. And it was beautiful, but it was hilly. I mean, extremely hilly. And I walked all over the campus, but it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. So, that's kind of one of the things. If, it's stretched out, is that a big issue for you on how do you choose? But the real reason is I always wanted to go to Loyola nursing school. That was just one of my things. Ended up, I was dating the same boy all through school. He was a baseball player, and he was going to end up going to, he went to Carbondale to play ball.
Okay, so Southern Illinois.
And SIU did not have a nursing program. So I was like, all right, well, I had family in Missouri, and I loved Missouri, and I could get in-state tuition because my dad owned a 248-acre farm. So I was like, all right, well, SEMO has a good nursing program, so I'll go to SEMO. It's only 45 minutes from SIU.
Oh,
So basically, I kind of followed
a boy.
a boy. I was stupid.
No, I've seen that. There's a good wrestler from Illinois that followed a girl to a small school. He probably could have gone to a big school and went to a little school instead of the big one. But
Yeah.
Right,
So-
being in high school, we hear about that all the time. Every other guy leaving high school is doing that, or with a girl.
right.
I'm surprised to hear that a guy would follow a girl, though.
No, it happens a lot.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
happens
yeah.
a lot for sure.
Really, Stacy. I think that I don't know. Depending on the girl, I followed a bunch of them in the wrong places.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, I think that might be normal. But so I mean that makes sense as far as that goes. Did you have any regrets that you followed a boy to a school?
No, I love the school. Like I said, I loved Missouri. I didn't want to leave. That's where, I met my kids' dad, and it was a beautiful campus. It was a great school. I had a great time, and, memories were made there. So
Right.
my biggest thing is I got a good education. It was a great nursing school, and I loved it. So, that's one of the biggest things. A lot of people kind of get hung up on, oh, well, Harvard is a name, and Georgetown and this and this and this and this. Well, yeah, it does carry a name, but then again, you also look at what was the grade that you carried through school? Did you get the education? And can you go out and perform that job? And can you do it well?
Right.
So, I mean, school is what you get out of it too.
I have heard from multiple people that when they went to school, they were super worried about the name of the school and where they got I have a friend of mine who got her master's at Northwestern, and she was like, at the time I thought that was going to carry a lot of weight. She goes, I've now been, in the industry that I'm in for 20 years. No one's ever asked me where I went to college or where I got my master's at. So she goes, I didn't need to get it from Northwestern. So yeah, I don't know, for these guys, I think it is a situation where you're like, well, I want a really good wrestling program, and who's going to have the best engineering program to go with my wrestling program that I want to get.
Right. I didn't really know the schools that we've looked at before this year. I didn't really know of them. And most of the teachers from high school that I've talked to, or the professors that we've talked with, the colleges we visited, have said that if you have the degree, you have the degree. It doesn't really matter the name of the school unless it was like MIT or something.
Yeah, right.
Huge like that.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
the one guy from Loris was working for NASA.
Yeah.
So,
So work for NASA just because his coach kind of dared him to, actually.
Yeah, he wrote a letter to NASA and then got the job. So pretty cool.
Wow.
But yeah, so I mean that's where both of these guys are at right now, is I'm pressing them to be thinking about it, and I don't think they want to hear from me about thinking about it anymore. But it is a big decision.
It is.
The other school is probably an hour and 40 minutes from me, which for me, I would love. Like, that's easy. I can go to, wrestling tournaments and all that stuff, and they're right there. And I don't gotta, if anything like what's going on now happened, they're, a couple hours from being back home, and it's no big deal. But
Right.
I think it's like you went further away to Missouri. I think it's a bigger deal that they go further away, because then they're forced to make new friends, and you're forced to get out of your comfort zone as far as
I was on my own.
Right. And you were like a cheerleader type and all that other stuff. Did you notice that school spirit was a different thing when you got to college, like elevated?
Yeah. I mean, I was softball, volleyball, and cheerleading, and I almost played softball, but I decided nursing school is probably going to take most of my time. So that was my focus.
Right. Well, the boys are going to go
But-
for engineering, and they did have some reservations as far as should I wrestle in college. But people that I've talked to that wrestled in high school and then didn't wrestle in college, their number one biggest regret in life was not wrestling in college.
Yeah.
So, if that is the one thing they could go back and change, that's what they would do, is they would change that. So,
Agreed.
Did you throw that Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Audacity.
What?
Audacity.
Oh.
You turn that on.
I don't think you ever did. You get enough file? That's all right. Don't even do it. So I put
Don't do it.
No, I put a podcast out on audio and one on YouTube. This one's only going to be on YouTube. So, but we're kind of doing. I don't even know. We're saying this is episode 49, but I don't know if we're going to call these podcasts or we're just calling the apocalypse thing to do.
There you go.
That we're hanging out.
Waste our time with.
Well, anything else that you would add from a nurse practitioner's point of view as to how people are dealing? I see people online that range from Jesus Christ, would everyone just please listen to the damn government and sit down and sit in your house and don't go anywhere, to the other extreme where it's like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck the government, fuck all you guys, I'm not fucking doing anything. I'm going to go out, I'm going wherever the fuck I want to go and everything else. What's your position on it?
Well, I mean, it's the same as what we talked about before. Stay home. If you are sick, definitely stay home.
Oh God, if you're sick,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
At
beat you
this
with a
point-
bat if you're sick and you come outside.
Someone in
What's
public
that?
sneezing and stuff.
Something to hit you with a bat if I see you outside and you're sick. Please stay in your damn
Well,
house
I'm
if you're
talking
sick.
there's people who just have a little cough, a little cold. Just stay home. Like we had talked before this even got out of hand. Just stay home.
Stay home,
If there's
right,
any
right.
chance that
Yeah, I was
now
getting,
it's worse.
I was getting my miles at the mall when this first broke, and I'm like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
there. Usually the mall down here, there's nobody. It's like a ghost town. It was the first day that they had cut out school. There was more people in that damn mall than I've ever seen in that mall before. I'm busting through the mall. I don't talk to anyone. I'm not touching anything except for my push bars. And a guy walking the other direction on the other side of the aisle, he's a good 30 feet from me or whatever he is, sneezes. And I sneered at him like, you bastard, what are you doing here?
Yeah, right.
And then another
How
guy,
hard is that shit to shoot across?
15 minutes later, I'm still going around the mall because I do 8 miles at a time. He is sitting in one of those leather massage chairs. I mean, the booger chair, if you want to ask me. I'm not sitting in that damn gross ass chair that everyone sits in. Putting quarters in there. Listen, he's got an oxygen tank and oxygen on his nose. And I mouthed the words dumbass. And he saw me. I'm like, what? You are respiratory compromised already, and you're in the booger chair. I mean, come on.
You're like, let me lick it.
Yes,
Lick
right.
it. Lick it.
Just go lick doorknobs. I mean, what are you doing? But yeah, so
You
like,
should have just started sneezing all over and coughing by him.
right. He was wearing a t-shirt that says, I just want out of here. But,
No, I think people just stay home at this point, seriously. Before, if you needed to go out, you needed to grab something, fine, but just stay home. But now it's just like, get your asses at home,
right.
fight your wife, fight your husband, your kids, I don't care, wrestle,
It's not even
roll the ball outside.
It's for us. It's not
I
even that
don't
big of a
care.
deal. We're cookers. We eat mostly home food as it is. But I know there's people out there that pretty much a big part of their existence is on restaurant food. So it's got to be tough for them to be like, all right, now I'm making, tombstone pizzas and whatever else.
Oh my God, there's no pizzas in the store.
Do you have more callers on that?
They were gone a week ago.
Tom's gonna call it.
Yeah, when we went to Aldi and all the places we went coming back from Iowa, the entire water bottle section, toilet paper section,
Yep, all wiped
frozen
out.
pizzas, everything, it was all gone. All the other frozen
Okay,
foods,
here's my-
everything was gone.
Here's my thing: is the water being shut off, and is coronavirus getting in the water supply? Like everybody's freaking and grabbing all the water. I'm like, what the hell?
That's
is
what I
wrong
said.
with you?
The two damn things that people were hoarding were things you don't need. Listen, you can wipe your ass with all kinds of household items. Like this is not a problem. I mean, and you can wash those items and wipe your ass with them again. And then water comes out of the tap. So like we saw people when we were on our way back from Iowa, I'm like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to stop at a couple of spots that aren't in metropolises. Like we didn't stop in Dubuque. We went to like, I think Ottawa was the biggest town. And then Geneseo we stopped in. And we stopped at grocery stores there. Figured less population. Maybe we had to get some food. Still, they were decimated. And everybody coming out of those stores was still like, he's got 4 cases of water, 5 gallons of milk. I'm like, oh my God, why are you shopping like this? Like this is, and the water and the toilet paper are still, and then people were like hoarding up, it looked like paper towels too. I don't know if the thought was, if I run out of toilet paper, I'll wipe my ass with the paper towels.
Maybe just for cleaning your own houses and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
disinfecting their
just
house.
get a rag.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. I
That's
would
what they were
waste the
saying, like-
space in my cart.
In worst case scenario, you can cut the roll of paper in half and use it as toilet paper. And I'm like,
Right.
I've got a perfectly good shower head and I've got a perfectly good backyard with a hose in it.
Right. No, it's crazy.
But I think people think, you got to go to the store for important stuff, and the toilet paper, it's big, so it must be important.
It's big. It must be
big
important.
equals important, so got to get it.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah. I don't operate on that at all. But anyways, we'll let you go there, Stacy, and then if you think of anything else, call us back.
All right, you guys have fun. Take care, then.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
It's your time to shine.
Anyways, so yeah, what my plan was so just, I don't talk to everybody, but people, we went to Iowa for the 2 school visits that they had in Iowa, and we had 2 choices. We could either have tried to wait. It was right when this whole thing was breaking, and I'm like, no, we better go right now. Let's go right now. Iowa had like 3 cases in the entire state when we went there. There was no cases reported. Not that there weren't, they weren't tested and reported in the 2 counties we were going to. So we busted out there. We went to Wartburg first, then we went to Dolores after that, and then what do you got? No, okay. And then we on our way home. What?
Do you want to go to Tom?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Tom.
Hey, Tom, are you there now?
Yeah.
All right. Are you getting feedback on your phone from the microphone, the speaker?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Not right
good.
now.
I think we got to move in a way that when they were closer together.
I thought that might be from these, and we got 3 microphones.
Yeah, right. But I was just talking about how on our way back home, I figured we'd make a couple of stops to get more food to make sure we were like topped off as far as food goes. I hope everyone's got, we're home guys anyway, so like we've got a like upright big freezer full of food. Some people, I don't know how you are, Tom. Do you do a lot of restaurants when in normal life with the family?
No. I love to cook.
Me too.
So any opportunity I get, I take advantage of it.
Right. So we got Tom McCoy on the phone, and Tom, did you just go to St. Francis, or did you go to 2 different schools?
No, I started at JUCO.
Okay.
And then I went to Aurora.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't think you went to St. Francis.
Well, I was supposed to go there, and then that kind of fell through.
Oh, okay. So what we were talking about the college process, with the boys. I think you were listening. What was your process when you were figuring out where to go to school? And you played football at school, right?
Right. So I had a little unique situation because unlike the boys, I had 1.9 coming out of Lincoln Lane, so I was pretty limited in where I could go. JUCO for 2 years, and then I wanted to play at St. Francis, and then during the recruiting process fell through, and I ended up working for the year, and I was doing a job I didn't like, and I just said one day I'm going back to school. I came home, and on the back of the Sun Times, where the city makes the playoffs, I wrote the coach a letter, and the Aurora coach, and the coach
We're getting a little garbly there.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how I'm getting. You're not getting any feedback, right?
I can hear myself.
Oh, maybe that's it. Like if you've got YouTube on, turn that down. I'm getting an echo.
I thought I
Okay, maybe that'll work. I don't know. You know, this is our first
What if I,
go around with this sort of setup. So
yeah. Is that better, or I'll try turning my
yeah, that
My
does sound a
phone
little bit better.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it turned out the Aurora coach and I really that in the Joe Junior College because they were friends. So he recommended me, and when I went to visit the campus, what I wanted was because I
Turn
knew
this down a little bit.
I wasn't the best student. I wanted that fall atmosphere, especially coming from a Lincoln where they were pretty used to sit in the back of class and not do your work.
Right.
Where I wanted to be held more accountable, and I thought that would be better for me in a small environment.
Okay.
So why did you decide to go to junior college first? Just because of price or what?
No, because of my grades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
I had no
you
choice.
still needed to get some
Yeah.
prerequisites taken care of and stuff.
Well, back then they had Proposition 48, which I don't think they have anymore. So if you didn't have like 2.0 and all that coming out of high school, you couldn't play at the NCAA level.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, the boys got about 3.5 grade point averages, so like they're going to qualify for some
they're
scholarship
way-
stuff and stuff. So that'll help out because the money nowadays. Do you remember what it cost when you were going to school?
Yeah. So it was 26,000 a year at Aurora.
Was that after all the
No,
help and everything? That was just
before
the baseline.
right?
That was before.
Right.
And even though it was Division III, we still got 10 grand a year for being on the football team. They called it like a leadership scholarship or something like that.
Right.
Right. You had mentioned that
Even
earlier.
about-
We don't get money
What-
for being in sports.
Yeah, they don't have
Like
any of
it's
that
D3.
anywhere. We asked, like, do you have anything that you like disguise as anything? And they're like, no, we nothing. You're pretty much like, working on the Pell Grants and then the academic scholarships. And then they have like little things for like legacy and stuff like that. The one school would give each of them $1,500 a year because they were, both going to the same school. If they were a year apart, they would get it, after the one was already there. But
oh, really?
so yeah, so I mean, right. So I mean, and that would be a thing, as far as people go. Like you would have to choose where to go and how how to get it done if you had the certain grades.
Yeah. So
did you find yourself getting better grades in college?
Oh God. Yeah. Especially when I met my wife and saw how she studied, I was like, "Oh, this is what you guys do."
Yeah. Nice. Little props to the wife there. That'll work out for you later.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot from a lot of Lincoln Way guys. Some other schools, it's a little different, but Lincoln Way guys, they definitely say like writing papers for college professors is always easier than writing Lincoln Way papers.
Yeah, and plus you're studying something that you like. You're not forced to read a book or write a paper on it. You're in a class that is gonna, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This class is gonna help you with what you want to do in the future. So.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, right now, like I'm useless as far as that shit goes. I went to JJC for a semester, and then I went to Harper College for a semester. But beyond that, like, I wasn't choosing the school because I was gonna, I think JJC had my real estate sales broker courses, and then the managing broker stuff was only offered at Harper. That was like, it was pretty much geography, what's closest, and that's just what I did.
You're right.
So yeah, I mean that was well after I was injured and everything else. So I was like, not looking at the campus or anything like that, as long as I could manage the place.
Yeah.
So I want these guys to make the right choice for themselves, and I don't know. I'm almost overwhelmed with it. I can't even imagine where their head's at as far as what to think.
Because I was listening to you guys yesterday, and just to get on the sports side of it, not that's more important than the academics, but like the Division III level is a lot more. I don't know if laid back's the proper term, but it's not like a job like it is at the Division I level.
Right. Well, yeah, because the structure there even is a situation where they don't really own you, right? So like if you've got a scholarship at D2 or D1, and then you decide not to play that sport anymore, they'll yank your money out from under you.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
Right. Where D3, you never had the money to begin with, so that's not a worry. You can do whatever you want. You can focus on your education if you think you need to, which both boys know that's what's most important. But with the wrestling thing being a solo sport, like they have to make it in their mind that wrestling is super important. Like it's you got to get your ass out of bed every morning and get your balls running down the road. You got to get going.
Right. And that was the good thing about D3 was like there is that positive peer pressure from the other people on the team.
Yeah. Right. They were hearing about that.
See the guys working out. You see the guys that are doing well, and those are the guys you want to. Those are the guys you want to kind of respect to. Hey, how do you get this done? Get up and study stuff, kind of thing, and that kind of works out. Even though it seems like, they're not waking you up at 5 a.m. to go run and stuff like that. You're fitting that in your day.
Right. Yeah. So we were looking forward to that for sure. I was looking forward to them like moving up in caliber of student and in caliber of wrestler that they're around. These two have always been the best wrestler on their team, but now they're going to go where everybody was the best wrestler on their team pretty much, and go from there. I mean, I don't want to say that much because there are guys that were committing to the schools they're thinking about going to. They were like ranked 16th and stuff like that. They might not be the best guy on their team, but they're all going to be quality wrestlers. They're not going to be the worst wrestler on your team.
Right. We got to talk to some of the wrestlers that already go there and whatnot, and they it's totally different than the people we talk to at school as far as wrestling goes. Most of them are like hopefully they make it the second day of a tournament, or maybe they don't even make weight, and it's just kind of like they don't really care as much, but you could tell everyone was definitely very focused on wrestling and academics at the same time.
Well, there's guys that they go to school with that are like they do that thing where they act like it's not super important because they don't want to act like they put everything 100% effort into it and then they failed. You know what I mean? They want to act like it was like, I wasn't really trying anyway, sort of thing. The whole PB Harriman falling off the bike. I meant to do that.
That's right.
Yeah. So in college, you're not going to get that because it's pretty much elective, especially D3. You're not there. I would guess D1 and D2. Some of those guys are like, I'm busting my ass on the football field because they're paying for my school.
Right. Right. Yeah. D3. It's purely the love of the sport. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, cool. So is your wife still? I know you're not going to work right now, but is your wife going to work, or is she working from home?
She's at home. They had a case of corona in the building that she works at.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they are shut down.
Man, I am hearing so many people that have got it like within 1 or 2 degrees of separation. It almost seems like we've got more cases than they're saying.
Right, like they have to do a lot more testing than they've done already. Like once you start doing more testing, you'll find a lot more people.
Well, I mean, you're talking about somebody who actually tested positive, right?
Yes, they tested positive. Yeah.
I just wonder if they're not panic people. They're not actually releasing the actual numbers. Like,
if you test positive, they say keep it to yourself.
Yeah, just keep it to yourself. Like, kind of keep it on the. I don't know, and that seems like a terrible way to know. It seems like an awful way to do it.
Maybe they just secretly put you in an underground facility. And then
I don't want to be a conspiracy theory guy, but like I've been like paying attention to China. They're saying right now for the past day and a half, China, that they only have they don't have any new cases. And I don't know how you have a nation of 1 billion people and you don't have any new cases. Like, how could that even be?
Yeah, I know. Anything coming out of it, you can't trust.
Yeah, I don't know if you can trust it. And I mean, if you think about if Donald Trump could control the media and kick out anyone who didn't want to say what he wanted to say, he would make them say we weren't seeing any new cases either because he wants the stock market and the things to go back to.
That would have already been done.
Sure. Right. So I don't know if I trust, the whole China thing or not.
Yeah, he seems to put a lot of effort into blaming it on everyone else. And
we were making some food this afternoon and watching him talk, and he just kept repeating that it wasn't his goddamn fault that,
I know.
he inherited this
Yeah.
situation or whatever like that. And it's like, dude, man, have some personal responsibility. Just something's got to be your fault.
Right. I know just 1 week ago,
I
I was
know.
telling everyone that you're fine, just do whatever you're doing.
Right.
Actually, in 2018, we found that he got rid of the
Pandemic response team,
crisis
Yeah.
response team.
which was
They say he
small.
inherited this terrible
Right,
thing,
right.
but it kind of seems like you caused
Right.
some bit of it.
Right. I mean, I read a fact check on that, and like it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be, but it was a situation where he let those people go. It was only a handful of people, but their only job was, even when there was no pandemic, was to monitor anything going on in other countries so we would be ready, and that they weren't
Right.
there. So, I mean, but Donald Trump did things that were like, he tried to defund or unfund or reduce the funding for the CDC. Congress wouldn't let him because they have the purse strings. So like if he would have been able to do everything he wants to do, we'd really be fucked.
Yeah.
So
For
I mean, but like I said, online you got people that are like, I saw someone that was like, it was so over the top. It was fucking hilarious. It was a picture of Donald Trump like in black and white walking, and it was something like, "This is the greatest warrior God's ever given us." And I'm like, wow. Like this person's head must be a whole like scrambled up mess, right? It'd be like a squirrel running around there chasing a rubber ball or something. Like,
Better
fuck
it's
is
actually
going on?
Donald Trump just posting stuff about himself
Right.
in third
Like,
person.
if you're posting shit like that, it's John Barron. Do you know the story of John Barron? Do you know that, Tom? When he was his own publicist?
What's that?
The John Barron?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
Right.
I heard
So
about
Donald Trump used to, way before he was president, and he at one time, like all of a sudden no one was really paying attention to him, right? Like he just became like the backstory news. And his whole thing was to put his brand out there, his brand. Like if it was douchey, he was all about it. And he would call newspapers and say he was Donald Trump's like publicist named John Barron. And it was totally, they have it on tape. It's Donald Trump. He talks that certain way and everything. And he's like talking about the hot ladies that Donald is running around with and all the big deals and everything else that Donald's doing. And, when they'd ask him something about something, he'd be like, I'll have to check with Mr. Trump. And so again, it was totally Donald Trump. It was like, you fucking idiot. So yeah. So, I mean, but some of the posts, like, I'm like, oh my God, do you watch him? Have you looked at the way he spells? Like you can't possibly think this guy's like smart. I like the one where the people that equate having $1 billion to being intelligent. And I'm like, you do realize people are born with $1 billion, right? Like they can't do 2 + 2, but they're a billionaire. That doesn't make them smart.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing that makes them smart. But anyways,
No.
Anything else that you think, Tom? There, like what you guys obviously, I know you're hunkering down with the kids and just hanging tight.
The only other thing I would add is you and Stacy were kind of going over too was, not so much for me, but my wife, when she was at Aurora, Arthur Anderson was the biggest accounting firm at the time before what happened there. But nobody from Aurora had been there. And everybody was kind of, you're a small school, Arthur Anderson, area. And she pushed and got hired there. Eventually became like the youngest manager in the history of the office and things like that. So, the college, they might be smaller, but it's what you do with the knowledge and the things you get out on your.
Right. The schools that we were in Iowa, they had connections with John Deere, and then I don't know what North Central. There was a company you said that was there.
Yeah, North Central had this engineering firm that was down the street that paid for all their new students to do all their engineering stuff, and they just built a new building. It was a really nice facility.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the labs at all the schools were really nice. Like it was, I mean, the boys were floored by like the 3D printers and all that other stuff that was at Loris. they were super excited to go there and like work on that stuff. for
Yeah,
sure.
it's always exciting to see that stuff. Like all this stuff is like just a huge upgrade from high school, especially like I
Right.
don't want to make a joke about our program at West because our wrestling program at West is pretty good, but
Yeah.
all of our wrestlers are packed in a classroom they didn't need, so they just put the mats down in there. But every decent
Wow.
Oh,
college we go to-
like a regular, like if you were in a math class, a classroom,
Yeah.
not even like, I mean, you remember the wrestling room at Central, like it's a decent
yeah.
sized room. I think it's
Yeah.
three mats.
yeah, Central's at least 3. We have one.
Yeah. One and
We
a
have
quarter.
like one circle and then like one little third next to it.
Right.
But,
It's terrible. I mean, we practiced at the youth club there, and it's unbelievable that a school, that's all they would put towards the wrestling stuff. I mean, it
Yeah.
just blows me away. And I mean, I don't know what the pedigree is of the, football coaches and all that other stuff, but the boys are like the bowlers get more press at the school than the wrestlers do.
Right. We got back
Wow.
the week after Peyton took 6th at state, and they announced on the news that the bowling team like won conference or something like that, and Peyton didn't even get a mention at all.
You're
And-
kidding.
No.
Right, wrestling's probably our best sport at West too.
Now, Peyton did say
Yeah.
that he never got congratulated so much in his life, but
By teachers and stuff.
by
Right,
teachers and stuff like that. But it was not like public knowledge at the school. So,
Wow. Wow. Hey, I got a question.
yeah.
The Iowa schools that you guys have visited, because they always talk about Iowa and how big wrestling is over there. Did you guys see a difference between the schools there and the Illinois schools?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we only talked to a few of the kids that were going there, and I mean,
Mhm.
those schools were more out in like smaller towns, so their students were like more interested in like going on hiking or whatever like that. Whereas we went to North Central, and that's just outside of Naperville, so that's
Yeah.
just really urban area.
Did you find out from North Central what the student body was there?
No, that's online though. I could
It is,
find
yeah,
that.
because it was under 2,000 for the
I'll
student
find that
body at
later.
Loris.
Yeah, both
Oh,
those
okay.
schools were only like 16 to 2,000 for that.
Oh, wow.
Right.
They were
right.
very small.
Right.
I don't
I mean,
know if
they
it's
were-
that small, but
They had some pretty nice. I mean, the facilities. I'm surprised the amount of money that they throw into those facilities. I mean, the like health club type, workout areas with rock climbing walls and like super nice setups as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Wartburg had a whole thing where they like have a video system on every like Smith machine. There's a video system on there, so if you're doing a workout, you can check your form.
you can
Oh,
watch
you're
your
kidding.
form. You can
Yeah,
see
no.
it's got like it had like 2 different cameras, and it'll track the bar speed, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Right. And they said they use those gyms for like the public too. They're kind of like the public health center around there. And
Yeah.
on the treadmills and the bikes and stuff, you can hook your phone up and play Netflix on the little screen on that. You just it was like a really, really new facility.
That
It was
is
all
really
very
cool.
nice.
Yeah, they said that you could put Hulu, whatever you wanted on there, and like run on the
Right.
treadmill.
You just
and-
connect your phone to it, and you can watch your TV shows while you do your workouts. And
On the,
Just
Wow.
right, all their sport recs had at least 2 cameras, like in different angles, and you could record yourself and
yeah.
record your reps and stuff. And it
Man.
was really nice. It was really, really high tech kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was high
that's
tech.
awesome.
They said that their physical science department was running a study through there with it too. And
Right, that seems like a great way you could just use your athletes to kind of train the people who are kind of going into medicine or
Right,
whatever like
right,
that,
And,
Yeah,
you
or
that's
know,
right.
training or whatever.
the one school, 85% of the population at the school was athletes. The other school was like 65%.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
less, but still pretty high.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, right. So they're all either athletes or like in the arts or something like that. So they all have, extracurricular stuff. The Dubuque one
Mhm.
was Loris. There was like 3 other colleges right like within like 10 minutes of that college. So like I guess Dubuque is just a big college town.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I mean
Yeah.
it was all real neat. There was nothing, for the 2 schools I went with them for, there was nothing negative. Like I didn't look at it and go,
No,
oh,
they
this,
were both
don't
really
go
nice.
here, dude. Like, no, right.
New facilities and all that.
Yeah. And I
Really
mean,
nice.
Yeah.
all of their coaches were like D1 guys and stuff like that. Like they were good, good coaches. The one head coach at Loris was a national champion at D3, but a national champion still. So,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
he knows
right.
how to get there. So, you know, listen to him.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, hey man, stay safe, and we'll like I said, next Wednesday we're gonna start doing the debate thing. Call in and give us some topics or something.
All right.
Good to hear
All
from
right,
you,
guys.
man. Yeah, I look forward to
All right.
seeing you sometime soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Awesome.
Anyways, yeah, no, it's good to get that input. I don't know if Harvey texts me back or something or whatever. It sounds my phone, but and who else has commented? Just Stacy, pretty much on there. I can't see because of the speaker.
Stacy said much was different when we went back to school. When we went to school back then.
Yeah, right, for sure. But anyways, so other than that, like, I mean, different from then to now. Good golly. Like I told you guys that you couldn't even fathom it. There was literally 3 channels on the TV. Like we were looking through when me and Peyton were in the gym yesterday, looking through the HBO app where like dodgeball's on there and stuff like that.
Sure.
And there was hundreds of movies and series that you guys have never seen. We started watching today in the gym Ozark in there on Netflix because the next one of those is coming out next week. I don't know. If someone said you don't need to work anymore, Bill, and you can just I could make my home life pretty all right, I think. Like plenty of entertainment and all that stuff. The amount of school that you're doing now through the e-learning, how does it compare with the amount of like workload of actual school? It's almost nothing.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because we're kind of at this point in the year doing more review stuff anyway of the stuff we had done already in the year to get ready for like AP testing or whatever like that. So I mean, it's kind of review anyway, but it's way laid back. I mean, I could do all the schooling stuff, all my homework that I get off the e-learning in maybe less than an hour or an hour and a half. Whereas I mean, I'm at school for 6.5 hours. So
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're at school for the 6.5 hours. Is the amount of production that you're doing the same on the e-learning? Like, are you doing the same level of work? If you were putting wrenches in boxes, are you putting the same amount of wrenches in boxes that you were at school than you are in the e-learning? But you're doing it in far less time, not traveling, not going to lunch, not having PE, obviously. I mean, we're working out. But I almost think school could be better.
School could definitely be better. We have a few students at West that, especially in like AP classes, you'll have a student that'll come in and they'll just be in that class because they do homeschooling otherwise. But they have to be at an actual school to do their AP classes,
right,
or college credits like that. And they'll do their at-home stuff like the rest of their classes in just a few hours, whereas we're there for the whole day.
I wish that people would less. For me, there's too many. I know I'm 48 years old, but there's too many Paul Bunyans out there. There's too many people that if there's a better way to do it that way. I'll tell you what, like I have learned, well, it's a double-edged sword. You need structure because there are people that I see on social media, they're learning a lot from YouTube, but it's all fucked up stuff. Like it's all like, chemtrails and fucking like, flat earth and everybody's out to fucking get me a goddamn black helicopter and fucking shit's fucked up. So like, they're spending their entire day watching videos about elite pedophile rings and their brain is like fucking oatmeal. It's
right. You could definitely go into a rabbit hole on
on
YouTube. Like
I don't mind going into a rabbit hole on YouTube. I love to go. The heating air conditioning guy that I got, we were talking for about an hour, and I wish I was on a podcast. He got into hydroponic planting. And he goes into a place in Indiana. There's a store that sells all the supplies you need. I was going to go check it out for hydroponic planting. Like we do, I have my planting stuff in the garage, no weed, but I got, blueberry plants and a lemon tree and all this other stuff that I've got growing in there. I've got spinach and some other stuff growing too. Lavender, rosemary, like, that sort of stuff growing because I like to grow stuff. But this guy went to that place, and the very first thing out of the guy's mouth is, "Okay, man, what kind of weed are we growing?" So anyways, he's not growing weed. He was growing like lettuce and all kinds of other stuff. It's amazing, like on YouTube, the rabbit hole that you could go down. I like to go on YouTube and do like the product review stuff. Like I go in there and look at what people are saying, how this works, how that works. The cameras that I have here, I got from looking at YouTube videos and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of awesome information on YouTube. Think about the wrestling.
Right, yeah, especially like Flow or even just YouTube itself.
YouTube itself. I mean,
Yeah,
before
you can
Flow,
you can learn anything.
we'd be in the basement on Cherry Hill looking at Granby videos and all that stuff because you could get all that off of YouTube. So like, and that's not even like, super technical. If you really set your mind to learning something that was real, I bet you could learn as much as you get a degree on off of YouTube right now for what's on there. They should figure out a way for you to be able to do school, maybe do it all year instead of doing it where you let your brain get all rusty in the summertime. But 3 hours a day and you'd be done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the e-learning.
Right. I mean, we have 7 classes, but then there's also PE and lunch and other things like that you wouldn't need to have anyway.
I get the social thing. I think that they'd have to set something up that you guys met up and had some sort of I don't know, old time mixers or something like that where you all showed up and met each other because you wouldn't be walking the halls together. You wouldn't be eating lunch together. You wouldn't be doing that sort of thing. So that would be a thing that's missing. But if people wanted to take the money that is spent on the brick and mortar building, the people that maintain the building, the plowing the parking lots, cutting the grass, all that other stuff, they should just put together sports plexes.
Right.
And have the teams.
Some that would be a whole lot more useful.
Right.
I mean, everyone goes online anyway. Most people spend hours of their day online anyway, and why couldn't you do that online too?
Right. If you could cut the school day in half to 3 hours, right, and then have it be that you did all your academics in 3 hours, and then you had 3 hours that it was encouraged that every single person, I don't care if you're short, tall, fat, round, whatever the hell, that you have some sort of activity that you do for 3 hours that's with people, that there could be a sportsplex that has indoor, outdoor, all around it, sports things, chess club, whatever, and everybody goes there for that 3 hours. Some stuff, if you were going to be a chess player, you don't need to go anywhere nowadays. You could do it via YouTube and have a Skype or whatever like that, where you're together with people.
You can learn from the best in the world on YouTube or Skype like that, and it's probably way cheaper than actually getting a coach or whatever like that. Right.
One of you guys was talking about the other day that, if somebody that was an expert in a subject was asked to answer so many questions within 30 minutes, they could answer 200 questions in 30 minutes or something like that. But now online, a computer can answer 600 questions in that same time on any topic.
Right. If you were using a computer or using the internet, you have just a huge amount of information that you can access.
Do teachers still say stuff like you're not going to always have a calculator?
Yes.
Yeah.
They say that.
Yeah,
for
sure.
They actually
fucking
and then you're
say
like,
that.
And then it's like, I have this in my pocket. Like, this is an extension of me.
Someday they're going to have a calculator. Someday they're going to put a calculator in
I know
your
it's going to be
head.
It's going to be in your brain. It's just going to be instant. The second you think about it, you're going to have the answer. You're going to be able to call people instantly.
Exactly. And so teachers are still saying you're not going to have a calculator all the time, but you do.
Yeah.
Not as often as they did like 3 years ago, but.
So you notice it less even just in 3 years because they constantly said it to me. And I was like, okay. And I mean, you guys know, like math wise, like I can really crack out the fucking figures, but that's because I would not get but I bought like $100 and some odd construction calculator and went to use that for stairs and rafters and all that stuff. And it is much better, but like, so that's crazy. I'm totally down for enhancements. Like when you see stuff like
bioenhancement.